everybody. I'm here for episode 13 of the Million Dollar Equation podcast. And today we're going to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. How crazy was that trial? We're going to talk about confidence in my message to Devyn and super targeting for any business to make you more money. Hey, hang on there. We'll get started in just a minute.
Welcome to the Million Dollar Equation podcast, a podcast about the easiest, fastest way to build $1 million business based on the best-selling book, The $1 Million Equation. If you love business, each episode reveals all of the core fundamental essentials for growth. Now, here's your host, Richelle Shaw.
All right, so let's talk about it, right? If you've been under a rock, you may not have read the stories. And if you haven't read the stories, then please go read them about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, right? And so all of this drama about the two of them and the fights that they had and the nastiness that they did to each other in this defamation trial, like for real, I was like every day, even more and more shocked as I was reading the transcripts, right? And so, this podcast is all about business and all about building your own $1 million business. So what does Johnny Depp and Amber Heard have to do with building your $1 million business? Well, one of the key lessons that I learned from this trial, and it's something for you to consider, right, is how do you get into this freaky relationship? Like, what is it in this courting process, right? That you go, yeah, I'd like it if you pooped on me. Or what makes you stay after it's been really, really nutty, right? Like what is this about? And after I was just appalled, right? And after I was, it really made me think of, you need to say exactly what it is that you want, because you never know. There's somebody out there just as crazy and freaky as you are. So the worst thing you could do is lie on your dating profiles and lie on your website, right? When you talk about your company. I watch people all the time when it's just one person and they talk about we, right? We as a company, we believe in customer service, but that's you, right? Why are you lying to get what you think what people want when you can just let loose your freakiness? And even in your business, right? Let loose that, no, it's just me. I'm a freelancer, a single mom who's ready to change the world, who's worked with blank, blank, and blank, and I'm here to help you. Or who's just left her full-time gig to do it all on my own so that I can transform not only my world, but give you the best product or service that I can. Why not just say that? But I think because everybody always in their brain believes that the world wants them to be something else. And if there's anything that I've learned in these 55 years now, right? Now that I reached that birthday and that I am seasoned. Now, one thing that I've learned is nobody gives a shit. That it's up to you to just define what you like, what you don't like, how you want to run your business, and if and when you show up as your authentic self is when the world opens up to you. Because at the end of the day, you're never going to please all of the people all of the time, right? I know you've heard that all the time. You're not even going to please some of the people some of the time. So the best thing is to please yourself and attract those that are attracted to you. Yes? We used to have I had this person tell me, a good friend of mine who is still a great friend of mine, right? who loved me when I first started speaking tell me that in order for me to really get on big stages, that I needed to drop weight, right? And so that's like telling me, okay, no more French fries, right? I'm gonna eat the French fries. I'm gonna eat the tacos. So when she told me that, like I started to think, oh my gosh, okay. And literally, I think that a piece of me inside believed her. Not only did I believe her because I had been told that all my life, right? I had been told that by my mother, by other people. People are so lovely when they come and say, oh my gosh, you'd be so gorgeous if you just, right? Um, that I allowed that to dictate decisions that I made in my life. And when I finally would show up to places and people will go, oh my gosh, how come I don't know about you? Where did you come from? You're amazing. It's like, oh, well, I can be on big stages. And so after traveling the world, after speaking all over the world, after helping entrepreneurs all over the world, I finally realized that they don't care that I'm a little fluffy. They don't care whether my hair is long, whether it's brown, whether it's light brown, whether I have blonde highlights, whether it's gray, which is what it is today, whether I have a full face of makeup on, or whether I don't. I'm just clean faced. It's just me today. No lipstick. They don't care. Yes. And so watching Johnny Depp, right? That people are like, oh my gosh, he's so gorgeous. And oh, wouldn't you love it? And watching Amber, listening to them cry, listening to them create the scenario, listening to them brag to their friends about how they damaged the other one. Realize that some people like that. And no matter how crazy or freaky or odd it seems, just be you. Just be you, right? Just be you. So when you are putting your business together, or what I want you to do is go look at your business and see, are you just being you, or are you pretending to be what you think they want you to be? Whew, it's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Instead of just showing up authentically as you, saying what you believe to be true, and leading your life that way. Yeah? Yes. All right. Hopefully y'all get that. Hopefully y'all understand all of that. And hopefully that makes a whole bunch of sense. Hey, we'll be right back when we talk about your MDE lesson today. And we're going to get into super targeting so that you know that you are really attracting your ideal client. All right, we'll be right back.
Thank you so much for listening to my passion project and the $1 Million Equation podcast. Love what you're hearing? If you like it, I love it. So click the subscribe button to get each week your new favorite episode.
Hey, we're back. All right, we're back with your MDE lesson of the week, right? And as well as I'm going to train you a little bit on targeting. So the 1TM, which is your one target market, right? All based on the $1 Million Equation and the $1 Million Equation for startups and the $1 Million Equation for doctors. I talk about this in all three of those books, but let's talk about what a target market is, right? So many people get caught up in what they think it is, and then they get sidetracked in the implementation or the doing of who the business actually is for. So for example, a quick story is I am consulting with a fabulous service that supports the legal industry, right? And so she is exploding, right? Like the business is growing fast. And I was like, well, so let's get really clear on which segment that you want to leverage so that you can get to the $1 million level. Yes. And she says, okay, let's do that. So I'm looking at her marketing stuff. And she's like, well, my target market is, and she laid out 3 different lawyers, right? So she said, this is what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to get government contracts. I'm going to get corporate firms, big, large 1,000 lawyer corporate firms. And I'm going to target newly graduated lawyers fresh out of law school, right? And I'm like, okay, you realize that those are 3 distinctly different target markets. Like in her brain, she's like, no, they're all lawyers. And I'm like, no, they're all different. Like if you needed to create an image of what this lawyer looks like that works for the government, it's a totally different lawyer, right? So even a lawyer that works for the government wants consistent income, right? This is his gig. He doesn't want it based on billable hours. He wants a flat fee, okay? The lawyer that works for a big corporation also wants to kind of have guaranteed income, but he's on billable hours and he'll get paid based on what those billable hours are. And then the newly graduated lawyer just opening up his own practice, well, he's a mess, right? He or she, like their goal is not to find the best service. Their goal is to find the cheapest service so that they can focus their time and energy on getting the next client so that they can have more billable hours. Yes. So you realize that how different those 3 entities were. And when I explained that to her, she was like, oh my gosh. Well, no wonder we are kind of stagnant at this same level. And I'm like, absolutely. Because you are talking to everybody. And when you talk to every lawyer, you're talking to no lawyer, right? They don't feel as if you are talking to them. So you definitely want to be clear on who you are going to pick. So now, target marketing is more than just picking the profession. Target market is picking the small nuances inside the profession so that now you can dominate it and reach it at an easy way, right? So you want to call them out. Hey, you lawyers working for the government, are you finding that blank, blank, and blank? Are you struggling with this? And here's a way to make sure that we can get it done. Totally different than corporate attorney. Are you in a 1,000 attorney firm where you are struggling to blank, blank, and blank, right? Totally different woman we are talking to. The woman who works for the government is totally different than the woman who works for the corporate. And then, hey, congratulations, new lawyer. We're really excited that you just graduated and want to go out on your own. We know that you are going to need this service. Allow us to help you with that. 3 totally different messages to 3 distinctly different segments of the market, right? Who your who is. So sometimes when we say it in your target market and who your who is, but we need to ask those deeper questions into figuring out, okay, who really is it and what do they look like and what do they do? What do they watch on TV if they watch TV? What are they reading? What is their favorite magazine? When I first started as an entrepreneur, I used to love Entrepreneur Magazine, right? I used to love Inc. I used to love Fast Company. Now, I only buy them at the airport, right? Now I only buy them at the airport as a way just to pass the time because I need a deeper story And I want more than 1,000 words. I want to know the backstory. I want to know who they are. I want to know what they do. So I just use it as as a way to find new books, to find new things, so I can learn more. Because you're really not learning more. It's kind of like the Cosmo, right? The Cosmo on the cover, it's like 32 ways to please your man, and literally, if you're 25 and older, you've already done like all 32. All right, now that you have the internet, now that you have, it's like it's magazine in its formation now is not the same that it used to be. Or I've just graduated, and from that as one of my focus points. So you definitely, when you are looking at a target market, like you want to know like how seasoned is your target market. What age are they? What do they like? How many children do they have? Where are their children? Are they in high school? Are they in college? What is it that they do? So that now you're very clear as to how it works, right? So here it is. Here's your MDE assignment for this particular week is look at your best client if you have already started. If you have not started, then you need to go get a $1 million equation for startups. Send me a DM and let's get you. And that's so that you can start this business and stop procrastinating. All right. If you've already started and you really want to find and figure out how to build that business consistently, the best is go get your best customers that you charge the most and get more of those. Right? Super simple. Who are they though? Who are they? What do they do? What are they looking for? What are you delivering to them? What kind of product or service are you selling them? And then how can you sell them more? Or have them refer people just like them so that you can have even more of them, right? Right? I know it's super simple when you think of it that way. But I think part of it is what I tell everybody is who you say yes to, right? Makes a difference, and who you say no to makes an even bigger difference. Who you say no to. So it's when you put systems together to attract your ideal client, then you're not worried about, oh my gosh, I need to take every single customer that comes to me. Because the only reason why you ever do that, can I tell you the truth? Only reason why you do that is because you don't know where the next customer is coming from. So you take anybody, right? And then you create a business that you hate. And you keep trying to reinvent this business because you've taken clients that you really don't like. Those aren't the ones that you like to serve at the highest level, right? So the easier thing to do is just create this business and say no to those that don't fit so that you can have room for those who do. All right. Hey, I'll be right back with my message to Devyn today.
Hey, you. We are so grateful that you are part of MDE Nation. Are you enjoying this episode? Let me know what you think, especially if you have a question. I would love to answer it personally. You can go to RichelleShaw.com/podcast to get more information about each episode, or to be reminded of the MDE weekly assignment and so much more. Go to RichelleShaw.com/podcast.
Hey, all right, here we go. And my weekly message to my little, who is no longer little, who's about to be 17, but I still remember little Dev, right? With the pigtails. She hated those pigtails. I loved it with the three, like the two in the front and one in the back. That was my favorite. She hated it. And would take it out at school and redo it so that I'd drop her off. She'd be all cute. I'd pick her up, and man, looked like she'd been in a battle all day long. So one of the questions that I get a lot, especially from younger or older, is what is the key? Like, what's the one thing? Like what is it, right? And truly, the key to life is believing in yourself. Believing in yourself and trusting your decisions. So how do you learn to trust decisions, right? And so I think it was Tony Robbins who said, here's how I learned to trust decisions, is that I made a lot of decisions. I made a lot of wrong decisions. And then I noticed that, ooh, that one wasn't right. And then I switched. And so now I trust my decision making, right? And so part of trusting yourself is, number one, believing that God is there and that no matter what bad decision, that he's going to work it all out. So I've been believing in that for years as I made some really bad decisions, right? But in the end, the world, all those folks in your high school class right now, all those folks at college, if you are listening, all those folks at your job, if you're listening, and all your clients just aren't confident. So if there was one thing that people would say to me all the time is oh my gosh, I just love how confident you are, right? Part of them would add like the nasty part and say, because gosh, if I was your size, I wouldn't be confident at all. Like I can't even go on stage, let alone you on stage, right? Like this is how stupid people are, right? Or how they project their insecurities on you. So that your job, my darling Debbie, is to just be confident in who you are and confident in your God, and knowing that no matter what they say, no matter what they try to put together, no matter what they doing, that you are going to be all right, right? It's just be confident that you can make the right decision. Don't go back and forth, do the hokey pokey, put one foot in and then one foot out. No, my gosh, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I am going to do that. I'm not going to, I had a boyfriend early on, right? It's right after I graduated from high school, long distance, 10-year, who we had a little spat. And he said to me, he drove to my house and he looked me in the eye and he said, hi, I don't do that back and forth thing. So when you're ready to break up with me, you need to just break up with me. But we're not gonna, I'm mad at you and we're gonna break up and then get back together and get back. So he kind of set the tone for me. So I knew, hey, when I was done with him, I needed to be done. I couldn't like play any games and be like, I don't want you, no, right? But it's the truth. Like, when you make the decision, stick to the decision, right? So many people are not confident in the decisions that they make. Like, they need like confirmation from everybody. I watch on Facebook daily how there's this one gal who literally she sends out a message. I'm just saying, who's your favorite landscaper? And then who would you recommend for? Like, oh my God, like, do you not know just how to like vet people? Do you think that people came and hustled me, when they came to my palatial estate, like the gardeners? Yeah, I went through like 4 or 5 of them, but you asking 3 people or 15 people on your Facebook, that's not going to change it. So then I just decided that she must be doing that just for engagement. I don't know. So that people would see her post, because how annoying is that you have to ask everybody before you make a decision? Hell no. So me as your mama, Miss Devyn, do not have to ask the world before you make a decision. Make the decision for you. Make sure that you're good. Not, are you good? Are you good? Not be asking everybody, how do you feel? How do you want? When she was little, and my mother was at the house, like I used to go to 3 different places for dinner. If we were eating out, I go, well, what do you want? Well, what do y'all want? I'll just, no, you won't. So tell me what you want. And I go to all 3 places. And people would be like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe you go to all 3. Well, why not? Why not? Why not? At the end of the day, you can have exactly what you want, right? And this all ties together with Crazy Amber and the Pirates of the Caribbean bullshit, right? You can have whatever you want. You want freaky deaky? You can find freaky. If you want straight and missionary, you can find straight and missionary. If in fact you are confident about who fuck you are, right? But as soon as you waver about your confidence, then those that are confident will come and try to take advantage of you. Those that are confident will come and take advantage of you, okay? Because they will say it with confidence and then you start believing shit. Like they'll say, the sky is not blue, the sky is red. You know the sky is red. You know that the sky is red, right? In the convincing mode. And our dumbasses will believe them because we're not as confident in ourselves. So be confident in who you are. And at the end of the day, confidence, and here's your writer downer for the day, right? Your writer downer, the one that you're going to put on the mirror. Confidence, you ready? Confidence is earned by doing. That's the Richelle quote of the day. Confidence is earned by doing. So how am I so confident? Well, you know what? I did it scared. I did it when I wasn't confident. I did it when, let's just try it. Well, Jesus, I wasn't embarrassed when it didn't work. I wasn't embarrassed when I fell down the stairs in front of everybody. I wasn't, I was embarrassed, but it's like, oh, well, I laughed with them. Right? You have to do in life because it's never going to be ready. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to feel confident in it. You just have to say, I'm confident. I tell everybody I'm the baddest chick on the planet. Do you think I ever felt like that? No. But you know what? Because I say it, guess what they go? They go, oh, well, she's the baddest chick on the planet. Then they start calling me that. Hell yes. The baddest chick on the planet. So confidence is earned by doing. So that is my message to my sweet Deb. Hey, if you need any help building your business, getting some confidence, and would like to join any of our groups, you can check it out on the website on RichelleShaw.com. It is my honor to serve, and I love you for free. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. See you. Bye.